The course of the aviation sector in the Bahamas set to completely change as a result of a major contract signing between the government and the International Air Transport Association and Stantec Consultant Services Limited.
The two separate contracts penned today will make way for the separation of the regulation and operation of the sector, resulting in further strengthening, growth, and autonomy of this vital link of the islands.
Now, the Bahamas is unique in that the government is responsible for 28 airports compared to other countries in the region which are responsible for only 1 or 2.
This means our archipelago depends heavily on a well-regulated sector to ensure the safety, security, and connectivity of not only the people of the Bahamas, but the millions that visit our shores annually.
Well, Clint Watson tonight tells us what this revolution will include.
Aviation officials have made a quantum leap to modernize the sector. The contract issued to the International Air Transport Association for $219,000, according to Minister Glenys Hannah Martin, will achieve 3 main goals.
An institutional restructuring. Sounds simple, but it's not. The separation of the regulatory function, a function which provides independent oversight of safety and security standards in our country, in our aviation sector. And that is key to the quality of our aviation sector. That is being separated from the operational function in airport operations, including management of the aerodrome operations, crash fire rescue, air traffic services. And thirdly, the establishment of an independent agency or bureau to investigate crashes and other aviation incidents.
Stantec Consultant Services Limited has been issued a contract for $752,000.
They will do a comprehensive strategy for the optimization of the Family Island airports. They will look at environmental standards for airports in the Bahamas. They will look at health and safety standards and safety management systems for airports in the Bahamas. They will look at emergency preparedness plans for government-owned airports. Help us develop a hazardous cargo management procedures for airports. And finally, an energy and water use and conservation plan for our airports.
Prime Minister Perry Christie notes that the modernization represents a new day.
This will create new entrepreneurial opportunities for Bahamians. This will ultimately create new management companies to manage airports in our islands, management companies owned by Bahamians ultimately. The future beckons, and it is bright.
Prime Minister Christie also hoping that the modernization with IATA will help the Bahamas meet the standards so that it can begin collecting revenue for its airspace.
To ensure that a contribution can come back for overflight payments to our country that is collected now by the FAA, that equity demands that we move to the point where our country can have the assistance that other countries now get from airlines that fly over our country with a view to making some contribution back to the necessary development that I have just described.
Now, on a critical note, the government has asked both foreign companies to ensure that Bahamians are intimately involved in the process so that the knowledge is passed on to locals here, thus strengthening the aviation industry. Clint Watson, ZNS Network News.